the first part of section 5.1 is exactly what we were doing in chapter 4. They try to get you to look at it a different way. They try to get you to do it a different way. It's not worth your time. Do what you've been doing, okay? So if the secant of x is equal to 5/3, find the cosine. Well, secant and cosine are reciprocals. So the cosine is just going to be equal to 3/5. Okay? Number 2. If the cosecant of x is 25/7 and the secant of x is 25/24, well, they're both positive, and so if they're both positive, they both have to be in quadrant 1. And the cosecant is 25/7. The secant is 25/24. Find the tangent, so the tangent of x is going to equal 7/24. Number 3. If the cotangent of x is equal to -3 and the cosine is negative, so cotangent is negative and cosine is negative, so that puts us in quadrant 2, okay? So cotangent is going to be a -3/1, which means if I do the Pythagorean theorem, then this is going to be the square root of 10. So my cosecant of theta, my sine was going to be 1 over the square root of 10, so my cosecant is the reciprocal of that, or the square root of 10. And then my tangent of theta would be a -1/3, the reciprocal of my cotangent. And one more for good measure. Again, this is no different than what we were doing in chapter 4. Sine is 1/6. Cosine is positive. If sine and cosine are positive, we have to be in quadrant 1. And if the sine is 1/6, this is going to be the square root of 35. I'm just doing the Pythagorean theorem in my head. So the cotangent of x, the tangent would be 1 over the square root of 35. So the cotangent is going to be the square root of 35. And then the secant of x, the cosine would be the square root of 35 over 6. So the secant is going to be 6 square roots of 35 over 35.